go. 1 minute left. Some more speakers to join. Okay, I believe I see Harish representing Gaia, right? Hi,
Yes,
Harish.
yes.
Okay, perfect. Loud and clear. And do you mind to correct me? Is it Gaia or Jaya? Which way do you pronounce it?
Gaia.
Gaia. Okay, thank you so much. Nice. Let's just wait for. Oh, I also see Amy over here as well.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect. Nice. Okay, so now we can officially start it. And sorry, my other account is not really working today. So I will use this one to host the event. And once again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. We have an amazing list of Web3 builders and to talk about Trustless AI, future of decentralized intelligence. And today's event, we're going to have it on X Spaces, also streaming on Binance Live as well as various Web3 platforms such as Psychic and Look Space. And we have so many speakers. And first, we wanted to invite Jeeve Licio from Zephyr Network to introduce yourself and your project to us. Thank you.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Give. I am the CEO of Zephyr Network. Just a little bit of a background for me. I've been advising and helping the Zephyr team for a while now. I want to say almost 2 years, year and a half maybe. And so I know the team very well. And just recently I joined as the CEO, and I couldn't be more excited to join such an amazing team and such an interesting project. So very excited about that. And for those who don't know, I'll tell you a little bit about Zephyr Network and what it is. So Zephyr is the first ZK computing layer for trustless AI agents. So we're focused on two main solutions. One is proof of prompt. Proof of prompt being a protocol that allows AI system prompts to remain completely private, so agents can process requests without spilling any secrets. And the other one is proof of inference. And this solution kind of verifies AI generated responses in a trustless way, and that ensures the accuracy without compromising privacy. So with these, we have what we call a trust layer, and this is all powered by an entire ZK computing stack, including our ZK AI chain, Zytron, with a deep-in network for distributed proof generation, as well as other things like ZK TLS-based proxy protocols. I don't want to get too technical yet. We can dive deeper as the space progresses. But anyway, that's for me. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the intro, and glad to know that you recently joined the Zephyr team, which is super amazing. Great addition. And next, we would like to invite Amy from Eliza OS to also provide us a brief introduction. Amy is the APAC and ecosystem from Eliza OS. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys for having me. So this is Amy. I'm leading the research and also some partnership, especially APAC area. I'm holding the sales PhD, and yeah. Yeah, I'm more focused on leveraging AI and blockchain to build some infrastructure, and also recently we are funding and also building some interesting applications. In the yeah For Eliza OS, I guess you guys already know us. So previous our name is AI Think Today, and we are going to launch our version 2 of the whole framework. Also, we are going to launch our launchpad, so you guys can pay attention to our new updates. Okay, so that's all. Thank you, guys.
That's so great. Thank you so much for joining us today. And next, we would like to invite Harish, representing Gaia, to introduce yourself to us. Thank you.
GM folks, I am Harish. I am currently leading developer relations at Gaia. Um, Previously joining Gaia, I was running hackathons and developer experience events for over a decade for Fortune 500 companies and a lot of blockchain companies. And for all of you who don't know Gaia is a open source decentralized AI network that provides infra, compute, and inference for anybody who wants to create, deploy, and monetize AI agents. We are a developer framework that provides the inference layer, which means you can create specialized AI agents using Gaia and then deploy them using any framework. You could use Gaia, you could use Eliza, you could use Agno, any framework that you like. So that's what Gaia is, and really looking forward to this space today.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Harish. And next, we would like to invite Christian, VCO and co-founder at My Network, to introduce yourself. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Amber. Hi, everyone. Yep, this is Christian, CEO, co-founder of My Network. And I spent about a dozen years in medical technology selling 3D printers and 3D imaging and AI before it was this big mainstream topic. And we kept coming into the same problem. In those technologies in the health sector, the problem was always that we needed more data to be able to train AI. This was way back then. And I saw the issue of how much data is needed to make AI work. And of course, today we see agents are also going to be pulling a lot of your data in order to be effective and to help you. So just like the other projects on this call, we're also enabling agents as well, trying to make that whole world work. And we do that using fully homomorphic encryption, which is the holy grail of cryptography, and allowing data to be processed in its encrypted state without having to decrypt it. And so that's me, and that's what my network does. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Christian, for joining us today. And following that, we would like to bring microphone to Sawyer Lee, growth lead from April, to also introduce yourself. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sawyer. So glad to have you joining us today. And also want to shout out to our media co-hosts, Chen Catter and Ru Data. Now we are going to directly jump into our first discussion topic. And the first question is to Chief Lee, Zephyr Network CEO over here. We would like to ask that, as we know, Zephyr's AI mining network enables distributed proof mining to ensure data integrity and privacy for AI agents. So, how does this technology contribute to the vision of decentralized intelligence? And the second question for you, Jeff, is how does Zephyr work with Eliza OS, April, Gaia, and Mind Network, all of our partner teams over here? And what was the focus of the collaboration? Thank you.
Yeah. So, Zypher's AI mining network is all about keeping AI secure and private without relying on a central authority. So instead of handling all the heavy lifting on a single device, it spreads it all out across a decentralized network of miners. And then these miners generate zero knowledge proofs, which basically um, verify that AI transactions and behaviors are legit without revealing any sensitive info, right? So this just means there's better privacy, stronger security, and just more, a more scalable system. And this is, I think this is like a huge step towards a true decentralized intelligence, since there's no single point of control. Um, this way, AI agents can operate independently in a sort of trustless environment where everything is verifiable and secure. And ZK proofs also make AI operations transparent and tamper-proof, which, it's the whole point of it, which again helps build trust in decentralized systems. So, Zypher, using these distributed systems that we've built, Cypher is just helping to improve security and privacy, and to create like a foundation for AI agents to function autonomously and in a fully decentralized world. For the second part, Eliza, Apro, Gaia, Mind Network, the whole team's here. So I would love to kind of hear them explain it. A lot of this work predates my time with Zypher, so I would love to actually learn more about the process myself. So I would love to call up Amy from Eliza to tell us more about it. I know we've built a plugin and we're actively working on the ZK prompt and ZK inference features with the Eliza team. But I wonder if Amy can add any more to it.
Perfect. Microphone to Amy. Would you like to share your thought on this topic? Thank you.
Okay, so about our collaboration. Yeah. So, I guess the DK solution can enhance the privacy of the data, also especially the privacy of personal data. You guys know that we will enter in the new era of agents. So your personal conversation with agents are very important. Also, some ID information are also very important, especially everyone is talking about the DA5, solution combined with DeFi. So it's very important to protect your personal information, like your your wallet safety or your ID information. So we need more and more the proofs solutions for the whole agents. Yeah. So yes, that's all.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And Jeff, who would you like to go next?
Yeah,
Eliza.
so let's just work through the list. So Sawyer
Yeah.
from APRO would love to hear how the partnership has
Let's
helped.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I saw Moonlight already pinned our partnership announcement on the top of the maybe space. So we are excited to show that Cypher is the first project to AI project to integrate Apple's AI Oracle as their official maybe data feed service. So the collaboration focuses on empowering their flagship AI agent, AlphaGo, and with the real-time multi-source and verifiable data. So our AI Oracle pulls and cross-checks data from some sources like Sexes, decentralized exchanges, social medias, CMC, CoinGecko, and many more. So issuing AlphaGo's decisions are based on truth, not maybe some speculation. And by using ZKP, we prove data hasn't been tampered with, critical for smarter trading strategies. So this is maybe not just a partnership, I guess. It's a blueprint for how AI agents should operate in Web3. Okay, so stay tuned for more updates as we scale this together. Okay.
That is just amazing. Thank you so much, Sawyer. And next, we would like to invite Harish from Gaia. Would you like to talk about the collaboration between Zephyr Network and Gaia? Thank you.
Sure, I think Gaia and Zephyr, as we explore, I think we are looking at uh, leveraging Zephyr suite of ZKP powered game engines that includes sovereign layer 3 rollups and ZK as a service SDK. I think this means since Gaia is an open source platform, everybody can audit the platform and build more experiences and makes it easier for us to integrate with a lot of partners like Zephyr. I think we are looking at enabling more complex, strategic, and also interactive games without compromising on the fairness or decentralization in general. And I think Zephyr's cryptographic primitives make it possible. So, really looking forward to dropping in some demos in the next coming weeks that showcase this to both Gaia and Zephyr's communities.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Harish, for your feedback. And next, we would like to invite Christian. Christian is a CEO and co-founder at Mind Network. Would you like to talk about the collaboration between Mind Network and Zephyr Network? Thank you.
Yeah, sure, of course. Yeah, so similarly, I'll start with the difference with fully homomorphic encryption, because with FHE, it's really for ZK, it's like an added layer of security, because FHE doesn't need to. Um, we don't see the raw data, period. So with really sensitive data where you don't want anyone to see it, for sure, even the processor, FHE is really helpful. And FHE also comes in as well when you want to ensure that other agents are not working against you. So one of there's several risks that are arising in the agent marketplace. And so Zephyr and my network feel similarly that one of the main issues is that going to be, so you have for example, a trading agent that's out there trading your portfolio for you. You want to make sure that it doesn't broadcast its task or its mission to everybody, because it doesn't want to invite counter agents that trade against you for whatever reason, either because it's in their training protocol or it's not. If these agents are truly autonomous, they can advance to be adversarial in some situations over time. So concealing the tasks and being able to register them in a private place, this is something we're working with Zephyr on, making sure that the data the agents contain, any data about the user, that also remains encrypted with FHE as well. So it's just another level of security. And FHE is a little bit better at as sort of a one-to-many model. So if you've done a computation that you want many to be able to benefit from without actually seeing the computation, FHE is really helpful there in some situations versus like a ZK proof. And so we've partnered with Zephyr to kind of make this available for the agent marketplace.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Christian. And next, we have a question for everyone as well. Well, as we know, AI agents are becoming increasingly autonomous, right? And like handle tasks like trading, content generation, decision making, especially recently super popular Ghibli style pictures, right? However, as we know, to ensure their trustworthiness, right, remains a challenge, and especially with issues like garbage and garbage out singing models like ChatGPT. So, how can technology enhance the trustworthiness of AI agents? And first, we would like to invite our guest speaker, Jeff, CEO from Zephyr Network, to share your thought with us. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, this is a huge issue, right? And it's becoming it's going to become an even bigger issue as we get closer to the dead internet theory, as newer AI models are trained based on older data generated by older models, which haven't been verified or maybe hallucinations. So it's going to become more and more important to challenge and figure out a solution for this kind of garbage in, garbage out cycle. But I think this is where tech like zero knowledge proofs and just general cryptographic validation, as well as decentralized data networks, can really help. So instead of just trusting an AI's output blindly, we can now verify it mathematically, right? So a ZK proof, for example, can prove that that the AI had followed a correct process to arrive at a decision, right, without actually exposing the raw data behind it. So this is going to be really important because you're getting a guarantee that the AI did the work properly without needing to see every step of the calculation. So this is going to be a step towards challenging this issue. Another one is, like I mentioned, decentralized AI networks. This is also going to help. So rather than relying on a single centralized model controlled by one company, theoretically, AI agents can pull verified, tamper-proof data from a distributed network. We were on another space last night. I think Harish was there as well, and we talked about some of the issues there with latency and kind of like the practicality of distributed networks. But on paper, that's something that we can work towards. But yeah, so I think AI kind of trustworthiness isn't just about making smarter models, right? It's about making verifiable, transparent, and even decentralized systems where we can actually prove it's doing what it's supposed to do. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing your thought with us. And we also would like to bring the same question to Amy, the APAC and ecosystem from Eliza OS, to share your
Okay.
thought. Thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, for the trustworthiness of AI agents. So for the computing environment, we can use T or virtual machines designed for agents, and I guess we'll have dedicated edge computing processors and specialized devices for running agents in the near future. For the algorithms, we have a lot of AI safety technologies or algorithms they are from different papers to improve the LM's trustworthiness. Mm, about the high quality data for agents. So yeah, there are a lot of ways you guys can use to improve the data quality. Like we can collect high quality instructions for specific agents. Maybe like trading. Yeah, you can collect high quality trading data, and many players also use sensitive data to to improve the specific skills of agents, like coding, mathematics, and yeah. For example, you know that DeepSeek choose to use the model to distill high quality data, and you can use different large language models to generate Q&A parts to to improve the specific skills of agents. And yeah, if you are building some agents that can process images, you can use the traditional CV models to label images or videos. So in general, yeah, I think depends on what kind of agents you are building. Yeah, so if you are builders and you have some problems, want to improve your agents, so come and join our ecosystem, and we can help you guys to figure out the problems you meet in the developing. Yeah, that's all.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. And anyone would like to collaborate, be sure to reach out to each other as well. Next, we are going to bring the same question to Harish, lead relationship lead from Gaia. Would you like to share your thoughts on the topic? Thank you.
Absolutely. I think I fully resonate with what Amy and Jiv shared. Um, there are multiple ways to look at how to bring trustworthiness to AI. Of course, ZKP is one where you could prove that a computation was performed, like Jiv mentioned correctly, without revealing the data that was used for the specific generated result. There is TE, of course, but TE is hard. We all know TE is hard. The one example that I want to bring as to how we are trying to tackle this as a platform that lets anybody use any open source LLM is verifying the responses that the agents generate by calculating the distance between the embeddings, the vectors of each response, because you cannot get the exact response from LLM every single time you ask it, right? So we are trying to create a way where we could measure the distance between the vectors of the response to see if the responses are similar from all the multiple nodes contributing to inference for a specific domain. So Gaia has this concept called domains, where you have specialized knowledge bases provided to a domain where nodes can join and contribute inference to these domains. For example, there can be a domain called Zephyr Network, there can be a domain called MetaMask, and nodes contributing inference have to verify themselves by following specific checklist first, and then comes the layer of building trust through these responses that are they really generated. And of course there are other techniques like federated learning or even explainable AI. I'm sure other panelists would touch upon them, but yeah, that's how I would look at bringing trustworthiness depending on the specific use case also of the AI agent.
Well received. Thank you so much, Harish, for your comment. And we are going to invite Christian, the CEO and co-founder at My Network, to also talk about AI agents trustworthiness. Thank you.
Yeah, well, this is this kind of gets to the bigger vision for how the web should work, I think, which is why all these folks are on this call. It's why we work in this sector, um, because we recognize that in on decentralized rails, trustworthiness is one of the biggest threats, the biggest problem. If we were going to live in a world where basically four big companies, Meta and Anthropic and Microsoft and Google's Gemini, like, and they would basically offer us all the AI products that we needed. This wouldn't be as much of an issue because they're providing the security. So they're licensing the data to train the models from companies that have necessary data, but they've already trained these models on like all the tokens in the internet, 15 trillion or something like that. So most of these models have been trained on like all the known information on the web. And then it would probably get to a point where private data, which is the majority of data, stuff that's protected with regulation that you can't scrape off the web, stuff that, like insurance providers have, health data, things like that, financial information. There would start to be some sort of licensing model where that would be you license for these big companies to train, and then to store the inference from. They might even use, advanced encryption like FHE on the back end and things like that. So in that world, it's less of an issue. Of course, in that world, we don't get to enjoy any ownership rights. We don't get to have any kind of ownership over the data or own the protocols. Um, uh, own the tokens of the protocol layer or own the tokens of any of these decentralized AI projects. So that's the issue there, and that's why Web3 really exists. I think it's a big reason of why Web3 is proliferated, is so that we can all enjoy the economic rewards of the upside of technological development. And otherwise, your only shot is buying Google stock, or buying Microsoft stock, and so on and so forth. So, that's the kind of vision of why we're here. And so, in decentralized AI on decentralized rails, you need to have these security standards put in place for protecting these things. So the AI data, the training data, the inference data, agent coordination, the consensus among agents, how they come to decisions, how they decide, when they prompt 5 LLMs, they get different answers, which one is the best one to go forward with. That needs to be made secure. That can't be public. All the sensitive prompting data that might contain user information has got to be protected. Um, and so it's a lot of thought, and it's why Gaia and Cypher and all of us are here doing this, because you need to have a lot of people thinking very carefully about all the different ways um, that agents would violate the trust, either intentionally or otherwise. And so the solutions that we're hearing today, I think these are some of them. And so my network really believes in a vision of the web that instead of HTTPS, we would call it HTTPZ, Z being zero trust. And zero trust is a security protocol. It basically means you treat all data that comes through your environment as if it's untrustworthy and must be verified. And so that's a security standard that arose years ago in Web 2, but we embrace that in Web 3. So our vision is kind of we achieve trustworthiness in AI by basically distrusting everything. Just treat all data as basically untrustworthy. So you must verify it, you must encrypt it, and keep it secure. And so that model, that vision is HTTPZ. That could be the new standard of the web. That's what we're building toward, is basically a fully encrypted web.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your views with us, Christian. And following that, we also like to hear from Sawyer, the growth lead at April. How do you see AI agents track with this? Thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I'm also totally agree with all guests' idea, and I guess today's guests are basically our great partners. Okay, Mina work, Eliza, Stephana work, and more. Yeah, so I guess the garbage in, garbage out problem is the Achilles heel of AI agents today. So for us, we also think the data is super important. AI agents are only as good as the data they consume, and if they are maybe fed like the fake prices, sell social trains, or manipulated on-chain sources, their decisions become risky guesses, right? And that's why we built HTTPS and AI Oracle that acts like a fact checker on steroids for AI. So take like I mentioned before, take Zephyr's Alpha Go and AI investment assistant. Maybe before integrating our AI Oracle, it may related on a single price feed, or sometimes will more than like 30 minutes delayed. But after integrating about AI Oracle, now it's become smarter and pulls real-time prices from more than 10 exchanges verified every 10 seconds, and the future is even faster. So the same maybe principles applying to any AI agent. So trust isn't built with better algorithms alone. It's built with the provable data. Technologies like HTTPS and AI Oracle, ZKP, also maybe HTTPZ, turn AI from a black box into a glass horse, I guess, where every decision is transparent and editable. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you so much, Sawyer, for sharing that with us. Wow. And thank you all for jumping to this discussion. Really learned a lot from you all. And the next discussion topic, let's talk about, well, other AI agent models, right? Because there are various, especially we could see the rise of AI agent and models like GPT-4o, right? Super popular and high in demand for computational resources, often leads to high costs and centralization risks. So how do each of you see the shift toward decentralization computing impact our overall AI industry? I would like to first invite Jeff, the CEO at Zephyr Network, to share your thought on this. Thank you.
Yeah, this is a big problem, right? And it's we know AI is hungry for compute power. With big models like GPT-4o, they require insane amounts of processing power, and the demand is just growing. But the main problem is the obvious ones are cost. But where I see some of the bigger issues is just that most of this computing power is controlled by, like Christian mentioned, like by a handful of big tech companies, and that's scary, right? So we don't want AWS and Google Cloud, even OpenAI, these guys to hold the keys, which for those of us who come from the Web3 world, we've already been kind of indoctrinated in the benefits of having decentralized systems, and we've also learned how to build decentralized systems. We know it's doable. It's not quite the same thing, like processing blockchain transactions is not the same thing as um, training models in a distributed way. So, but there's definitely something there. I think it's pretty early days. I think distributed networks where computing power is pulled from many sources, whether it's like, I don't know, idle GPUs or even edge devices, this will have massive benefits. And we talked about this in yesterday's spaces that um, that uh, there are not all models need to be huge for every workload, right? Like if you have a smart fridge, for example, and the job of the fridge is AI driven and it's meant to look at your fridge and assess its contents, for example. Well, it's overkill to throw GPT-4o at it, right? You could potentially run like a DeepSeek locally on the fridge itself without having to tap into a centralized or even a decentralized network of GPUs. You can do a lot of this work locally. But yeah, um, I think whether we like it or not, decentralization of computing is going to have to happen. It's just unclear how viable that is right now. I think it's still pretty early. But yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes and whether some of us in the Web3 world are able to kind of transfer what we've learned over the last several years in Web3 and apply that to making AI compute decentralized the same way. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for letting us know about your opinion on this topic. And next, we are going to invite Amy, the app ecosystem from Eliza OS. Thank you.
Yeah, totally agree. And yeah, I can be short. And the most important thing for me is that decentralization, yeah, can reduce monopoly power, so it can change the dominance of big tech guys. Yeah, by this person control over computational resources, and this can help us to foster competition and innovation. So yeah, I know very many people are talking that yeah, decentralized GPU or computing resources seems like ridiculous or a joke for training large language models, but yeah, I think decentralized way will play an important role in the agents mass adoption. So yeah, it is similar like we have bank, but we still need Bitcoin. So yeah, the same philosophy in the road. Yeah, that's all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Amy. That is well explained and easy to understand. Thank you. And next, we would like to invite Harish Lee, Dev version lead from Gaia, to also talk about your views in terms of how do you see the shift toward decentralized computing impact our overall AI industry. Thank you.
Absolutely. I think, like Jim mentioned, we were talking about this in a space yesterday, um, as to how practical it is for decentralization and how this could impact AI. I think one of the things that I would really focus on is decentralization is great. I think it's the way to go. Theoretically, all of it is possible, but like Jim mentioned, we're still exploring. We are in the beginning stages. But I think what decentralized models or decentralized AI in general can facilitate is more localized data processing. While you've mentioned the refrigerator example, the other example is Tesla, right? A lot of AI happens locally on the car itself instead of sending it to some centralized location doing API calls. By then you're probably dead, right? And I think decentralization also potentially addresses growing concerns that all of us have about data privacy, data sovereignty, and bringing power back to people who hold knowledge bases and letting them be able to create agents or decentralized inference and reward them for the same, right? I think that's much more uh, in reality compared to what we have with centralized models. I think power dynamic shift is inevitable. We will see that very soon. And also um, it also allows for open collaboration, right? Today we all on this panel are working together to bring this to reality, even though most of us do similar work. I think that's the beauty of decentralization, is what I feel.
Thank you so much, Harish. Wow. Yeah, it seems like a lot of topics that both of you already discussed about yesterday, right? So glad to hear your thoughts again today. Thank you. And next, we are going to bring the same question to Christian Lee CEO and co-founder at My Network to talk about how do you see a shift toward decentralized computing in our AI industry? Thank you.
But yeah, I think the other Giga Brains on the spaces really did just highlight the risks really well. Harsh just kind of laid it out, I think, brilliantly. So we know what the risks are. I think this is a big problem right now for decentralized AI. So my network specifically is not working on this, but if you look at the models that everyone's using right now in the world, they were trained with a bunch of GPU clusters that were networked together in a physical location. That just seems to be the way that they train the models, and then that's also the way that the inferences run as well, kind of clustered together. Geo proximity is close, and so there's an advantage there that I think will proliferate for sure. And so some of the projects working on this are, IONET and Exabits and Chain Opera and a couple of others. What I think they found, if you look at their success to date, is that actually trying to lean on the advantage that decentralized compute has, which is being able to source unused compute from places around the world and kind of create a coordination network so that no compute goes to waste. And also that you can kind of create different tiers price models for kinds of like really customized compute. That's the advantage. The question is, does that work if you're just providing that to retail? And I think the answer is probably not. I don't think the demand is there yet. I think correct models to go more after like enterprise, to go more after larger projects, more after Web 2.5, or in some cases, the projects I just listed are even actually going after Web 2 customers. So it seems that at first, for decentralized compute to really scale, they do need to find the target market and service that market really well. And then who knows down the road, if we're all running, we all have like we have swarms of agents, like every individual person. If that's the way we go, then yeah, maybe it would make sense to kind of set up some sort of license where like individuals like retail could be tapping compute for these kinds of things. I don't know enough to say definitively that's the way it'll go. But this is one of the key issues right now in our sector to solve. And so my network is also kind of partnered with those projects to help where we can. So the only thing that we can help there is basically if entities that are providing compute to a network would like to keep that compute private, they have a GPU and they're like, putting it on that chain, then we can offer some help there. But it really doesn't necessarily help, I think, address the main problem, which is something that we should all think about is basically how does that business model work? Decentralized compute, what's the target market? How do we get that to scale so that it can compete? So yeah, it's an interesting area for sure.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Christian. And next, we're going to invite Sawyer Lee Gorfleet at April to also share your views on this topic. Thank you.
Yeah, right now training a model like GPT-4 maybe costs million in cloud fees, and that's why only big companies can play, right? So decentralized networks like Renan or others, let anyone rent idle GPUs worldwide, and that's maybe democratizing innovation, and also it can kill the single point of failure. When OpenAI servers go down, half the internet breaks, right? Decentralized computing spreads the load across thousands of nodes, so no more AI black ops. And also, maybe decentralized networks may resist manipulation. So decentralized computing it's not just cheaper, it's more it's safer, and maybe more feel, and it could brace AI that's both powerful and accountable. That's what I think.
Marvelous. Thank you so much, Zephyr. Thank you so much, Sawyer from April Network. And next, we have a very last question that we wanted to ask around, as we could see that right now the crypto market is seeing a surge in AI-driven innovations, right? Everyone's focusing on this sector. So from AI-powered trading bots to predictive analytics for market trends, what are some of the most exciting AI use cases that you see in the crypto space, and what AI project would you like to see in the future? First, we're going to bring this question to G Lee, CEO from Zephyr Network. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the AI and crypto market, sort of, the Web3 space kind of go hand in hand. There's so many interesting innovations that are happening and could happen in this space. AI trading bots, that's the obvious one, because we've had kind of traditional bots that they're algorithmic bots, not super smart, but with AI you can potentially have richer, more real-time strategies for these bots. But that's not super exciting to me. What's really exciting to me is these AI oracles, right? So we've talked about here. I think that's incredible. And the big one for me, I guess, it's DAOs, right? So DAOs were never really truly autonomous 2-3 years ago when they became popular. The A was always missing, the autonomous part. There was nothing autonomous about DAOs when people were talking about it in 2021, 2022. But I feel with the advent of this kind of new generation of LLMs, we can really create truly autonomous organizations, um, where I'm hoping there's going to be a new revival of DAOs and these kind of autonomous organizations that can use the power of AI to, I don't know, do things like analyze governance proposals, maybe recommend optimal voting strategies, or even prevent governance hacks, right? So make it harder to exploit. But yeah, so those are some of the main things that I can think of. But I'm sure we'll see a lot of innovation in this space in the coming weeks and months. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeff. And next, we would like to check with Amy, the app and ecosystem from Eliza.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, no. So, yeah, this is the most exciting question for me today. So actually, I said that in 18 months, we'll see almost all AI categories look like spam. That the rest will become the infrastructure. So the most interesting thing is the change of human-computer interaction. So new paradigm of OS, AI native Windows, maybe AI native Mac OS. So we can easily see that chatbots change our way of getting knowledge, getting news, and more and more people will be used to chatting with large language models to find their answers. So browse our app, yeah, maybe we're out of date. So computers, yeah, you guys know that computers are designed for people, yeah, not for agents. So think outside the box. If agents will be the new interface of computing devices, so what will be changed? Yeah. So the most crazy thing that I think we will have a new paradigm or new design of wallets. Even the our cell phones. So yeah. That's the really exciting. I'd like to say the new UI UX for the whole software industries. Yeah, not only just for crypto. Yeah, that's all.
That's great. Thank you. Definitely wanted to see beyond crypto, right? And next, we would like to bring this question to Harish, the developer relationship lead from Gaia. Would you like to share with us what crypto AI projects that you are most excited about to see in crypto space? Thank you.
Sure. I think we're already seeing collectively the generic and the most lowest hanging fruits being tackled in the crypto and AI um, uh, intersection, right? Which is trading, getting bots to invest on the user's behalf, or even fraud detection, and doing predictive analytics. We know AI can do all of this, but personally, I think some of the projects or use cases that I would love to see, of course, automated DAOs is one, but also at the same time having um decentralized investment funds, if you may call them, autonomous. If we want to term a new throw in a new term today, fully autonomous funds governed by AI agents could be a really potentially good use case that can showcase and just go beyond doing transactions on chain or doing trading, right? And then of course there is AI powered oracles, or even my personal fascination would be to see uh, AI enhanced cross chain communication is something that I want to see, and that brings interoperability and makes it much more easier, where AI can handle or even intelligently route transactions across different chains, optimize the gas fees, and even facilitate more complex cross-chain interactions. That's one thing that I would love to see. And the last thing that I want to also mention is bringing meta governance, just beyond going beyond autonomous, and make them more sophisticated, right? Make DAOs or even sub DAOs coordinate using AI. Should be something that I would love to see as a trend in the crypto space.
That is marvelous. Thank you so much, Harish. And following that, we wanted to invite Christian Lee Sealand, co-founder at Mind Network. Would you like to also talk about any use cases that in combining AI and Web3 you would like to see it? Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course, of course. Yeah, bringing up the rear on this train of thought. I think everyone kind of mentioned the really exciting use cases. Harris just said too, the predictive analysis is already impressive. And if you apply that predictive analysis to one's own health insights, understanding how a diet that is specific to one's blood type, to your ancestral history, um, to your medical history, that's really helpful. Predictive analysis for trading, agents that can trade your portfolio. You can just put a little bit of money in this trading portfolio. It trades it for you 24/7 using all the tools that you probably don't know how to use. Not everybody wants to do puts and options and longs and shorts because that gets into more sophisticated financial tools. But if you have a swarm or an agent that knows that, it can do it for you, and you can set your risk profile and how much money you're willing to lose, and maybe some of the stop losses, and how much you're trying to gain over what period of time, and then have an agent that would be probably more competent than you trade that portfolio all the time. That's really exciting. I mean, I think we've certainly seen feedback from DEI communities that the first thing they want is an agent that can trade their portfolio 24/7 and help them achieve better returns than they would otherwise get. So there's a lot of projects working on that. I think broadly speaking, the model context protocol, I think, has really shown us sort of a new light. It's the next step. MCP by Anthropic, which is kind of the way that I look at that is it's really more of like an orchestration layer in centralized AI, where the specialized the API calls that are needed to be made to make the model work better for you are kind of already pre-configured. So it just creates the ability for more competent agents. And so we're interested in kind of building that a version of MCP in crypto as well. That's what my network has kind of done. We have what we call agentic world, and it kind of is like this orchestration layer similar to like MCP. So we'd love to bring more partners into that and to build that up. We still need more service providers to kind of make that what MCP is. But the ability of that layer, I think, now really starts to unlock more than just call and response with a call and response interaction with LLMs, which is what we've all been doing. You ask a question, it gives you an answer. For us to really get into like multi-task executions, and again, trained on sensitive data, the agents are going to need to know more about your company and more about your health, for example, more about your financial net worth and risk profile. If you're comfortable giving it these things, which all the projects on this call are trying to enhance privacy and security, then you can truly get a much more impactful, sophisticated, helpful AI that really does act like an assistant. So I think yeah, just to kind of reiterate what the previous speaker said, I think, yeah, trading would be really good. We're excited about that. Health insights, health is another big one. So I think those might be the two first to get a lot of traction.
Pretty cool. Thank you so much. And next, we are going to invite Sawyer, the growth leader at April, to also share what's your viewpoint in terms of certain AI projects that you would like to see in Web3 space in the future. Thank you.
Yeah, from my perspective, maybe two AI user cases in crypto have me super pumped and super maybe excited. The first one is the DeFi agents, like the DeFi AI. So it's more like your round the clock crypto assistant, right? Imagine an AI agent that maybe auto invests in meme coins like a pro and also sniffs out early trades and checks like liquidity and even maybe dodgers rocks, or while you bridging maybe just Netflix. So and also maybe it can manage your DeFi farm, compounds years, rebalances portfolios. No more staying up at 3 a.m. to catch a poor lunch. I guess maybe just by simply configuring my investments performances and the expected APY targets, the AI agent automates complex decisions and making processes so seamlessly that even those less tech savvy, like my parents, maybe could also participate joining Web3. I guess maybe that's really super cool, and also we are already maybe seeing something with projects like AlphaGo, like Cipher Network and Eliza, right? And the second one is the AI host or AI guest. Maybe it's more like the future of crypto contact. Because I'm a marketer. As a marketer, I spend hours preparing for some spaces, while maybe audience virtual engagements like Twitter Spaces prove highly effective for crypto projects brand exposure, right? They demand significant time investments that could otherwise be spent on core operations. So if an AI agent capable of like it's monitoring Apple's real-time updates, and also can participating in related spaces, maybe also summarizing key community feedbacks, it would frame me to focus on strategies such as community building and product enhancement. I guess I was super happy if these two agents could be happening crypto. Yeah.
That is just marvelous. Thank you so much, Sawyer, for sharing your viewpoint with us. And it's right on time. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. in Hong Kong or 9 a.m. in New York City over here. We're so glad to have everyone join us to this meaningful discussion, right, regarding Trustless AI. And we talk about the future of decentralized intelligence. Wanted to shout out to our organizer, Zephyr Network. Thank you so much, Amber, and also thank you so much, Jeeve. Also, we have Amy from Eliza, Harish from Gaia, Christian from My Network, and Sawyer from April. Looking forward to seeing you all again in our next amazing X Spaces. Thank you.
Thanks, Amber. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Yeah, thank
everyone.
you.
See you
Bye-bye.
next time.
See you. Bye bye.